with the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, that is involving the Deputy Speaker of Parliament and also the Minority Leader, Alexander Panyomaking, and the Old Tafo Member of Parliament, Vincent Assefuah. Now, this was after the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasila Tofosing, detailed this Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Policy. But there was this moment of heated exchange in Parliament between the Member of Parliament for Old Tafo, Vincent Assefuah, and the First Deputy Speaker, Bernard Ahiafo. But I want us, first of all, this is how it started. The Honorable Alexander Panyomaking was on the floor making a submission, and the understanding was that there were some rules that were set that the leaders of both sides of the House would have 10 minutes to speak. And during his submission, his microphone was put off. And this, let's take a look at Alexander Panyomaking, and then how it all started, and dovetailing into the reactions from the Speaker, Mama Yarga, and then also Vincent Assefuah. Take a look at Alexander Panyomaking.
Create jobs. Create jobs. One job, 3 shifts. It's you who said it. Create the jobs. Create the jobs. Go to Dansuma, Ablekuma North, Ablekuma South. You fought.
Honorable Minority Leader, the arrangements, please, can you for once listen? You don't want to listen to me?
We're not restricted, and Majority Leader knows.
Minority Leader,
Mr. Speaker,
I do not want to engage in any banter with you.
If you have told me 10 minutes, I'll prepare accordingly.
If you can hear me out.
Mr. Speaker, I must not be cut this way.
The time allocation and the arrangements were made before I took over. And I indicated right from the beginning that I am not the one controlling the time. I am not the one controlling the time. Once your time is up, you will be cut automatically. So please, it's now.
My brother Minority Leader, it is not every day that you will prevail. You must learn to accept even when you are not prevailing. You have made your point. Everybody has seen that you have made your point. Even I got up and supported your opposition, that unfortunately we as leaders were not told the time. That I admitted. So I don't see the need to continue to engage in a banter with the Speaker. Yes, even I am going to suffer that because I'm going to speak for only 10 minutes. And I've already spent about 4 minutes of that time trying to address this situation. So please, Minority Leader, let us focus on the business of the day. Mr. Speaker, there's going to be a full-blown debate on this matter. A full-blown debate tomorrow, just tomorrow. So tomorrow you will have the opportunity to say everything that you want to say before we approve the policy document. So there's no need for us to spend all the time engaging in a fight.
After this, then Vincent Assefuah, the Old Tafo Member of Parliament, also had a question. In fact, that also led to some verbal exchanges between him and the First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, who was president of the business of the House. Let me take a look.
Please, do you have any further question?
Mr. Speaker, no, I have
if you don't have a further question,
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minister.
I have 3 supplementary questions. No,
yes.
Hold on.
Please, ask if you have a further question.
My question to the Minister stems from his own answer. page 62 of the answer that has been advertised in the order paper, which answer is to the effect that when I received the question from the Honorable Vincent Assefuah, I wrote back to Parliament through the clerk to seek clarity and specificity, as I was being asked to answer questions for government organizations I do not speak or do not work in. My question to him is that, Mr. Speaker, you need to protect me. The minister cannot be evasive. I am saying that this is a Facebook post.
What is your supplementary question?
That the minister,
so you can ask the minister whether he said that to Parliament or not. But so long as you are referring to issues of Facebook, probably you can ask a specific question based on the Facebook post by the minister, and then the minister will come and answer. But this cannot be by way of a supplementary question. An honourable member, I think we don't have a further supplementary question.
I have 3 questions.
If any other member has a supplementary question, the honourable member may do so.
With this question, then I mean, Ghanaians are watching. This is not fair. My second question to him is that.
Honourable member, can you resume your seat?
My second question.
Please resume your seat. Honourable member, can you resume your seat?
I have 3 questions.
I take offence from the word I'm not being fair. Resume your seat. Yes, Honourable John Nyako, if you have a supplementary question, you can ask.
It's okay, I retract that. It's okay, I retract that.
Honourable John Dako, if you have a supplementary question, please ask.
No, I have questions. I'm saying that I retract that.
Honourable Minister, in the absence of any supplementary question,
you can't be this unfair.
You are accordingly discharged.
You can't be this unfair.
We thank you for attending upon the House and responding to questions.
They are seeing how unfair you are.
Question time
and if you disrespect
is ended.
We are likely to
yes,
disrespect
available
you as well.
leader. Any indication?
We are likely to disrespect you as well. We are members of Parliament. As you are member of Parliament, we have every responsibility to speak. Why can't you speak? Why can't you speak? Can't you speak? We have got questions here. Can't you answer? We will disrespect you if you disrespect us. We will disrespect you if you disrespect us. You cannot disrespect this side of the House. You cannot disrespect this side of the House.
Honourable member, your conduct is becoming disorderly. I can ask the marshals to walk you out if you repeat.
Well, this is how it all played out, and Dr. Rasheed Rahman is the director of the Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs. It appears that these scenes, Dr. Rasheed Rahman, we're going to have to continue talking about this, and every time we have conversations with you is as a result of one chaotic incident or the other in Parliament. Quite a concern to you, you would say?
Yes, very much so, Alfred. You know, when I listen to, starting from the minority leader to the majority leader and to the honourable member for Old Tafo, I think what comes to my mind is the fact that it looks like up to now we don't seem to have a clear agreement on the rules that should, you know, govern the conduct of honourable members in the House. Or maybe there is a clear understanding of the rules, but people are just simply not following the rules. Perhaps, Alfred, and this is my reading, there is already the perception that, you know, the First Deputy Speaker, you know, from many events that have unfolded beginning from this 9th Parliament, there might be the perception that maybe he's not fair to the MPP side. I mean, that's my reading of the perception from the MPP side. Because, you know, when you listen carefully, I mean, there's a question about, do you have a supplementary question? And I would have thought that, you know, the honourable member would go straight to, you know, the specific questions that he had. This would have, you know, stalled all these banter that we had, and eventually led to that, some of the statements that were being made from both the chair and the honorable member. But Alfred, let me say this. As you indicated from the beginning, it looks like each time we have a conversation, it's about disorder, it's about chaos, and I think that that's the last thing that we want in the House. We have many problems in this country, and we think that when members of Parliament gather, I think chaos and disorder should not be the hallmark of our kind of democracy. The chair, whoever is in the chair, and I believe this is becoming, very much of a problem whenever the first deputy speaker is in the chair, even though when the speaker himself is there, we've seen a few instances. But on the side of MPs.
Yes, but what does that tell you? The fact that the point you just made, that it appears this is quite consistent when the Honorable Bernard Ahiafo is presiding over the business of the House. And maybe if you could speak up a bit for me. Yes.
Yes, so Alfred, I think that what this tells me is that, look, the guiding principle for every speaker, and particularly in the case of Honorable First Deputy Speaker, because of the antecedents and because of some of the recent history, I think there's a need for firm kind of control of the affairs of the House. There's a need for fairness, and there's a need for, kind of rule-bound action, because that will preserve both order and it will preserve our democracy. And there are 5 principles that maybe I may suggest, and these are kind of timeless principles that have guided, speakers who would usually have in several instances of conduct that could be described as a little bit of disorder. The first thing is a speaker or a presiding officer must issue a warning, which I think Honorable Bernard Ahiafo did today. The second one, I think, is to cite specific rules. And I say this because, Alfred, you heard the honorable member say, Ghanaians are watching. Ghanaians are watching. And the Right Honorable Speaker said, if you don't have any supplementary question, I am moving on. I think there, if the member thinks Ghanaians are watching, I would have thought that the Right Honorable Speaker would cite specific rules that the member has violated, so that would also protect him from the perception that he's being unfair to that side of the House. And then, if you cite the rules, and there are, so many of those rules. If you look at our standing orders from Order 35 up to about 35, 36, and so on, deal with most of these issues. And if Ghanaians are watching, a presiding member must, also let Ghanaians know that this is what the member is doing, that is against the rules that they have all agreed upon. And if that fails, then you escalate. That's the third point. But that escalation must be proportional, because I heard the Right Honorable Speaker talk about the possibility of calling the marshals. Is this proportional? I don't know, but I think there should be proportionality. And then I think most importantly, because the First Deputy Speaker, as he said, you are a member of Parliament like all of us, or even the Speaker of Parliament. We know he comes from the stock of the NDC, as has been the case of the speakers over the years. You should always try to demonstrate neutrality, and how to demonstrate neutrality is running to the rules and citing clearly, so that at least all of us who are watching, are discerning, and then we can all understand clearly, who is violating the rules and who is not. But at the end of the day, I think, let me go back to what I said.
Right.
I mean, the key principles are being firm, being fair, I think running to the rules and making sure that the rules are always spelled out clearly, and for the members, I think respecting whoever is in the chair, no matter how much you disagree, is important.
Okay.
And
right.
I think that if we have these from both sides, we can preserve our democracy, and then for our children who are watching, we don't want them to always watch disorder and chaotic scenes in our parliament.
Dr. Rasheed, thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. Appreciate it as always. And let's still stay a bit further in Parliament, because that's what's coming up next. Government eyes 15-month import cover, or the import buffer, with new reserve policy. Well, feasible, far-fetched, objective? Well, we'll have a big conversation on this one. That's what's coming up next. But first off, let's hear from the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasela Tuforcing, launching a new policy called the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Policy, GANRAP, aimed at building enough reserves to cover at least 15 months of imports by 2028. This was disclosed by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasela Tuforcing, when he addressed Parliament earlier today. Take a look.
The current gross international reserves level is above the traditional reserve benchmark of 3 months of import cover. This is, however, not sufficient to provide adequate self-insurance against disruptive economic shocks and its impact on the exchange rate, like the historical depreciation of the currency in the year 2022 and 2023. To strengthen Ghana's resilience to economic shocks, Cabinet has approved the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Policy. The policy represents Ghana's strategic plan to strengthen external resilience by increasing the nation's international reserve equivalent of 15 months of import cover by end 2020.